Hello, my name is Basden, and I am the founder of New Hope and Restoration Ministries. And I'll give you a little bit more about that at the end of what I have to share with you today. I believe it was the Holy Spirit who led me to wake up this morning and to share this video with you. So last night I had a dream, and it was nighttime, and there was this huge truck, and it had some equipment in it for me. It was for me, and I was going to unload this truck. I was very excited about unloading this truck. It was a big, large truck, and it had some stuff in it, and I was excited about it. So anyone who knows me knows that I don't like grass. I don't like to walk in it. It's not a phobia. It's just it disgusts me to walk in grass because of the little surprises that people don't pick up after their pets. However, in this dream, there was feces on the ground. It looked like pet feces, and it wasn't big. It wasn't large pieces, but it was pet feces. It could have been a smaller dog or even a cat. And in this dream, I was not afraid. I was maneuvering around it, stepping over this feces to get to this truck to unload what was mine, what was for me. And I looked down and I saw a small piece of feces. It was one small piece of feces, and it was white. It was white. And I took notice because I don't like grass. So in the dream, I looked down and I saw it. I didn't step on it, but somehow it touched the side of my leg. And when I looked down to see if there was a spot or a blemish or if it was on me. And when I looked down, I saw that I had on white sneakers and I had on white pants, and there was no stain. I was in work mode. The white pants, the white sneakers were signs of purity. The feces is signs of offenses, or there were offenses of things that were to come. So in this dream, the feces represent some obstacles that I'm going to have to go through, some things that may come to try to deter me from getting from where I'm supposed to be going. Because on this truck, and regardless of the feces and my dislike for the feces and the disgust for the feces, I didn't step in it, I stepped over it. But this one little white piece touched me, but it didn't leave a stain. And that didn't bother me so much. The thing was, I was still excited, knowing I didn't like the maneuvering. I didn't like what was on the ground. I didn't like the possibilities of having to step in this stuff in the disgust. It didn't bother me there. My focus was on going toward this truck and getting what was mine off of the truck. This truck was massive, and in the dream I was just smiling. I was just excited, and I was stepping over, trying to get to what was mine. So I didn't let my phobias, or which was not a phobia, my disgust, I didn't let the feces, the offenses deter me. And in that, it was white, and I was dressed in white. So no matter what happened, it didn't stain me. There were no blemishes. It didn't cause any spots. I was covered. I was protected. So I say all that to say, regardless of what's in your pathway, what God has for us, we may have to maneuver. We may not like the path. We may not like what we have to go through and how we got to get it. But if we keep our eyes on the prize, nothing can stain us. Nothing can stain what God has for us. The clothing represents my garment, my ministry, my praise. The feces didn't stain that. My focus was getting to that truck to get what was mine. And it wasn't just some small pieces. This was large equipment, and it was for me. It was mine. And I was determined and focused on it. So sometimes we just have to be focused and step over and step through some things. We may offend somebody, which the feces represented were spirits of offense. But if your clothes are clean, if your garment is clean, if your garments are pure, if your purpose is pure, nothing will stain it. But we have to keep focus. We have to maintain focus on the things of God and where we're going. Now, this thing here was equipment. It was understood that it was equipment in this truck. So I already know that I'm building, and I'm building something big. And that's only by the Holy Spirit. That's only through God's leading and guiding. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but we got to get through it. We got to go through it. We got to step over some things. But if we believe God, we'll get there, and we'll get our stuff. We may get one piece at a time, and we may have to go through it again and step over some things again. It's not going to be easy, but anything worth building is worth going through some things, going through some heartaches, through some uncomfortable places. Nobody wants to walk through grass filled with feces. Nobody wants to have their clothes stained. Nobody wants to step in that and have this going with you. No, I didn't step in it. I stepped over it. It touched me, but it couldn't stain me. It touched me, but it didn't lock itself onto my shoes, so it couldn't go on the journey with me where I was going. My shoes, my sneakers represent working. I was going. I was moving. I was doing something where I couldn't look too cute, couldn't have on high heel shoes and go, which high heels means elevation. However, I was working. I was building. And I'm believing God. I'm believing God. Through it all, I'm believing God that what He has for me moving forward is not going to be hindered by a few offenses, by a few setbacks, by a few detours. We might have to go around some things, step over some things. But I believe that what God has us doing, men and women of God, what I believe God has us building is worth it. It's worth it all. So I just felt, led by Holy Spirit to get up this morning and to share. God has given me a ministry a long time ago, and I am believing God that this dream is going to be the beginning of me building what He has given me. The name of my ministry is New Hope and Restoration Ministries. We are geared toward single parents, helping single parents. For a very, very long time, I was a single parent. And everything that we have to go through, a lot of people don't understand, and they don't know. And there are some embarrassing moments. There are some decisions that we have to make as single parents, because we can't, we don't have somebody else there to help us, to relieve some of that. So all of it is on you. It's all on us. We run out of milk for our child. We can't turn over to our husband and say, honey, I need you to go and get. No, we don't have that. So I want to be a help, encourage single parents to be the best that they can be, and not to feel stereotyped or to feel like they're less than because they are single parents. Regardless of how you became a single parent, whether it be through divorce, whether it be through the death of a mate, whether it be through a broken relationship before marriage, and your parents now, and that's just what it is. So we need to own it, but we need to be an encouragement, and we need to live a life before our children so that it stops with us, so that they are not single parents. And with that is another part of my ministry, DB4D. And that stands for Diamonds Before Diapers. Teaching our children, encouraging our children not to become single parents before they are the husband of one wife. It's a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I recently got married in April. Yes, I did. And I believe God has brought myself and my husband together. However, I've been a single parent. My oldest is 23. I have not been married a year yet, so I've been a single parent all of that time. And that's okay. It's okay because I've learned a lot, and now it's time for me to give back. And I want to give back to other single parents. I want to give back to parents of single parents. And we want to teach our children, encourage our children to be the best of they can, and to let them know that they are not a mistake. They are not a setback, and they're not holding us back. And as single parents, we can do everything that we set out to do before we were parents. It's just going to take a little bit longer. We're going to need a little bit more support, but we're going to do it. And I believe God has, He woke me up this morning, and the time is now to start the New Hope and Restoration Ministries. If you have any questions, concerns, you just want to reach out to me, you can email me at NHRM@AOL.com. Send me your prayer requests, and that will be great. I will be in prayer with you and for you at your request. Also, I just wanted to plug, yes, I did. I want to plug my husband's book. It's called A Theological and Practical Guide to Christian Leadership. My husband is an author. He is a great man of God. This is his first book, and you can email me and ask me where you can get it, or we can mail it to you. We will be in contact with you by email, so you can email me at NHRM, M as in Mary, at AOL.com. If you want the book for the prayer requests, you have questions, concerns, you want to know a little bit more about the ministry and where we're going. My husband's name is Alistair S. Basden, Basden, and this is his first book. He's just completed his second book, and we will give you information on that as we move forward. But men and women of God, please keep us in prayer. Pray that God's will be done and that we touch the lives of others who are going through the same thing that we have gone through. We can't keep it to ourselves. We have to give back because it is the will of God. It's as Jesus did. He came, He lived, He died, and He left us with the cause and the purpose to give back to others. So God bless you. I love you, and I'll see you at my next posting. God bless.